Alright, I'm here with my review. This is day 2 of my review. And I'm going to show you all the second group of my DVD collection. And the first one we're going to start off with is the greatest wrestling stars of the 80s. On the front here, we got Piper, Flair, Hogan, and Slaughter. And then you open it up, and on this side you got Arn Anderson, Bob Orton, Dusty Rhodes, JYD, Ozzy Brain Heenan, Iron Sheik, Greg Valentine, and Mr. Wonderful. It's 3 discs. It has 15 wrestlers on it from the 80s, the greatest wrestlers of the 80s. And each one has about a 10-minute documentary where they talk about some of their greatest moments in the 80s and what it was like wrestling in the 80s. And then here on my the second one we're going to go over, I have the greatest stars of the 90s. And what that is the kind of just like the first one. It has the greatest stars of the 90s on it, duh. And we have on the front, you got Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Then you open it up, and it's got Hogan, Taker, Hall and Nash, Yokozuna, Sting, HBK, and Vader. It's also a 3-disc set. And it goes over wrestlers from the 90s. And the wrestlers in it are Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna, The Rock, Kevin Nash, Owen Hart, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Bret Hart, McMahon, Bischoff, and Paul Heyman, Lex Luger, Sting, Razor Ramon, Undertaker, and Steve Austin. It also has the other 2 discs have matches on it. They're also good. Pick it up if you're a fan of the 90s, which most wrestling fans I would think would be. Then we go to greatest superstars of the 21st century. You got a ton of guys on the front. I'm not going to name all of them off, but it just kind of, once again, talks about the greatest wrestlers of the 21st century. Open it up. You got Orton and Edge there. Cena, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, JBL, and Jericho. And on this side, you got Kane, Eddie Guerrero, Steve Austin, Big Show, Jeff Hardy, and Triple H. It's also a 3-disc set. And it has a little documentary of groundbreaking superstars Chris Jericho, Edge, Triple H, JBL, Kane, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Jeff Hardy, Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Booker T, Steve Austin, Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Batista, John Cena, greatest stars of the 21st century. And the other 2 discs are full of matches. It's a pretty good DVD. All 3 of these DVDs I would recommend picking up. Superstars of the 80s, Superstars of the 90s, and the greatest superstars of the 21st century. Then we're going to roll into my WCW collection of DVDs. The first one is the very best of WCW Monday Nitro. It's an awesome DVD if you like Nitro. You have Sting, Goldberg, Flair, Big Show, Mysterio, DDP, Bischoff, NWO. Open it up, you got DDP, Sting, Hogan, and Nash. Goldberg's on the inside there. It's also a 3-disc set. Good DVD. If you're a WCW fan, this is a must-have. It's a must-have. And it just gets better from there. We have the very best of Monday Nitro Volume 2. You can see on the front, we got Goldberg, Hogan, Flair, DDP, Sting, Savage, and Nash. And then you open it up. It's got Booker T, Bret the Hitman Hart and Piper, Sting and Vampiro. It's a 3-disc set. And I'm going to tell you what, every match that you didn't see on the first one is on the second one. So you got to get both of them, you feel me? And then we're going to go to the Rise and Fall of WCW. You see all the guys on the front there. And it has an awesome documentary in it talking about how WCW got bigger than WWE and then how they went out of business. But on the inside, you got Flair, Arn, Goldberg. On this side, you got Sting, the Outsiders, and Hogan. It's also a 3-disc set. Like I said, if you're a WCW fan, pick it up. Now, in my opinion, the best WCW DVD that the WWE produced is the Essential Collection of Starrcade from 1983 to 2000. 3-disc set. It's got Sting, Flair, and Rhodes on the front. You open it up, you got Flair and Nikita Koloff from the 80s. And then you got Luger and Sting. It's a 3-disc set. I mean, let me break it down for you. You got a documentary talking about how Starrcade was born from the early 80s. They were the first. It was the first wrestling on pay-per-view. It's got some awesome matches on it, like the dog collar match between Piper and Valentine, to Nash and Goldberg, Sting, Hogan, Piper, Hogan. It's full of shit, man. It's a definite must-have. Alright, we're going to move up to my last WCW one. The Best of WCW Clash of the Champions. Got Sting and Flair on the front. I want to say that may be 93 front. But when you open it up, it's got Steve Austin when he was stunning Steve. And then you got Hogan and Flair. If you remember, Clash of the Champions it was on regular TV, but it was like pay-per-view. It's full of matches. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of them because I'll be here all night. It's a 3-disc set. It's also pretty good. Everything that the WWE has come out with from WCW has been good so far that I've seen. Then we're going to go into my Raw and Smackdown DVDs. This one here, I showed y'all in my autograph collection. This is the 15th anniversary of Monday Night Raw from 2008. It's got the first 15 years of every great moment of Raw. From the first match, it's got Undertaker and Shawn Michaels' first match. It's even got a match on there from Undertaker and Shawn Michaels 2008. It's decent. Then you got the Best of Smackdown 3-disc set. You see who's on the front there. If you ain't got the money, I wouldn't even buy it. It's not even all what it's cracked up to be. Then we got the Best of Raw 2009. Got a bunch of guys on the front. Orton, Jericho, Miz, Cena, DX, Evan Bourne, Cena again. It's got a bunch of guys on the inside. And then it's got a crap load of matches from 2009. Once again, if you got pay-per-views from 2009, I wouldn't even buy it. I don't even know why I bought it. I think it was on sale. Then we got one of my favorite, the best documentary of all of my DVDs. Not the best, but one of the best is The Rise and Fall of ECW. It's a 2-disc set. If you're a fan of ECW, then I would definitely look into buying it, because everything you want to know from the start of the company to how Vince bought them, to how Bischoff tried to take their stars with money, all that. It's great shit. Then we got Extreme Rules ECW, just the regular ECW pay-per-view. I got it for like $5 at buybacks. Then we got the ECW. This is when WWE started coming out with the unreleased ECW matches. This is ECW Volume 1. It's got Bam Bam Bigelow and Rob Van Dam there on the front. You open it up, it's got Dreamer and Taz. Then you got Taz and Shane Douglas. It's a 3-disc set. What I didn't understand about this DVD, I mean, it's really good, but what I didn't understand about it is it didn't come up with no book to tell you what matches was in it. Not that it really matters, but if you're an ECW fan, this is a must-have. Then let's go over here to the other row. I just got this one last couple weeks ago, and it's really good. It's the Triumph and Tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling. It's a 2-disc set. It talks about the deaths of the Von Erichs, the Freebirds, what it was like to have wrestling in Texas. It's good, but depressing at the same time. There's some really good matches on there that you won't find nowhere. If you're a wrestling historian, then you'll definitely want to pick this one up, because I loved it. Then we're going to the Spectacular Legacy of the AWA. On the front there, you got Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry Lawler, Shawn Michaels, Gene Okerlund, Marty Jannetty, Kurt Hennig, Bobby Heenan, and Hulk Hogan. It has a documentary that is just off the chains. It's got a bunch of matches on there, as you can see. It's the first WWE DVD that had Nick Botwinkle on it, which I thought was really cool, because he never worked for the WWE, but he came to WWE and had enough balls to sit down with Vince after he bought him out and put it together a pretty good documentary, a pretty good DVD. I would definitely get this one. Then, going right along, we got the Monday Night War. Raw's War versus WCW Monday Nitro. If you were a fan of the 90s, you know all about the Monday Night Wars. How Eric Bischoff tried to put Vince out of the business by making him go bankrupt. But in the end, Vince got a couple enough stars and enough money. Bischoff didn't know what he was doing, and then WWE bought WCW. It's a definite plus. It has a biography with Vince, Eric Bischoff, and all the key players from the late 90s that made the Monday Night War work. It's got some matches. It's got a lot of matches on here from the Monday Night War. It's got Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels versus Bulldog and Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus the Legion of Doom, Chris Benoit versus Booker T, Goldberg versus Hogan. You can see there on the back. It's got the NWO, and then it's got DX. It's got Mick Foley winning the belt. And the next one is the History of the World Heavyweight Championship. It's really good. I learned a lot of things from the early 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s of professional wrestling in the biography. And it's a 3-disc set. And it has everybody that's ever held the World Heavyweight title all the way up until 2009. Then we got the Best of Saturday Night's Main Event. The Best of Saturday Night Main Event, if you remember, came on NBC every Saturday night. They had some killer matches. It's got Michaels, Hogan, Macho, JYD, and Cena on the front. You open it up. It's got Beefcake cutting off the Genius's hair. Jake the Snake and the Dragon, with their Snake and the Dragon. Michaels and Macho Man. Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. If you remember, Hulk Hogan and Andre Giant, Saturday night's main event was the build up to the big match at WrestleMania 3. And then you got John Cena smashing Edge with the TV. If you open it up, it's a 3-disc set. Kind of plain. It's got some of the greatest matches you ever want to see from Saturday's night's main event. Duh, that's why they made the DVD. Then the next one, Allied Powers, the world's greatest tag teams. I was disappointed in this DVD. This is all WWE produced. Half of the tag teams, best tag teams in the business, weren't in there. I mean, if you look on this, for God's sakes, they have Miz and Morrison, the Rockers and the Hardys, Edge and Christian, Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik. Come on. The Funks, the Brainbusters. It don't even mention the Steiner Brothers on here, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. There's other tag teams that weren't on here too. I wouldn't advise anybody to buy this. Then moving right along, we have Hell in the Cell. Now, this Hell in the Cell is the greatest matches of all time of the Hell in the Cell DVD. You remember Undertaker and Shawn Michaels was the first Hell in the Cell. There's the guys on the front of it. Open this puppy up. You got Triple H bleeding over Vince. You got Batista bleeding everywhere. And it's a 3-disc set. It's a pretty good DVD. I mean, every match on there is good. It's Hell in a Cell. I would definitely pick this one up if you haven't. I'm going to swing on over. The ladder match. This is a pretty good DVD. It's a lot better than the second one. You see Jeff Hardy on the front. It features Shawn Michaels, Edge, the Hardys, Triple H, The Rock, Benoit, Bret the Hitman Hart, Eddie Guerrero, RVD, Jericho, and more. Open it up. It's got Benoit, Matt Hardy, and Edge. It's a 3-disc set. RVD, cracking Bobby Lashley. It's got all the best ladder matches ever on it. Ladder match 2, Crash and Burn. This one kind of let me down because it's even got some of the matches off the first one. As you can see, there's Jeff Hardy jumping on the edge from the ladder. And Albert Del Rio falling off the ladder there. If you own all the WrestleMania DVDs, I wouldn't even buy this one because that's mainly what it consists of. You know, there it is. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Tracy Mothers, and Chris Candido, you know. It's alright, but I wouldn't buy it if it wasn't a collector. Alright, next we got one of my favorites. Satan's Prison. Got Randy Orton, Undertaker, Triple H, Big Show, Mysterio, and Kane on it. It has all the Elimination Chamber matches from its existence till 2009. You open it up, there's the game. There's Mysterio and Orton. Like the art there, it shows the whole Elimination Chamber. And then you got Satan's Prison. This one. This 2. And this 3. This is a very good DVD, and I would definitely invest in buying it. Moving right along, we got the Best of King of the Ring. Now, King of the Ring was a pay-per-view that started in 1993. They actually had the first one in 1985, but it didn't become a regular yearly thing until 1993. But anyway, you got King of the Ring winners: Edge, Brock Lesnar, Booker T, Kurt Angle, William Regal, Sheamus, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Triple H, and Ken Shamrock. You open it up, and it's got Bobby Lashley attacking Booker T after he won the King of the Ring. Bret Hart and Mean Gene. Bret Hart won in 93. Sheamus when he won it in 2009. And Triple H when he won it in 1997. It's a 3-disc set. if you're a King of the Ring fan, this is for you. It's got some great matches on it. It's got matches from the first ever. It's got Hulk Hogan's last WWF match on it before he came back to the company in 2002. It's got a lot of great things on it. Check it out. Then we have the greatest cage matches of all time from the WWE, from World Class Championship Wrestling, from the NWA, from the AWA. It's a 3-disc set. If you like cage matches, this is your deal. It's not like the Hell in a Cell. It's the old school cage matches with the fencing. There you got CM Punk and Jeff Hardy. On this side, you got Pat Patterson. And I'm not sure who that is with him. And there's the original shot of a steel cage. It's a 3-disc set. The only thing I don't like about this DVD is it's just like the ECW one. It don't come with a book. But if you skim through it, you'll find all kinds of great matches on there. Snooker Down Morocco's on there. When Snooker jumps off the top of the cage. You got Abdullah the Butcher and Bruiser Brody. Even got some War Game matches on there. Moving right along, we got Falls Count Anywhere. I love this DVD. It has Steve Austin on the front of it, with Mick Foley, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. If you like street fights, you'll love this DVD. On the inside, it's got Mysterio and Batista, and Hardcore Holly and Al Snow. Let's pop this bad boy open right here. It's 3 discs. Inside, it just starts from the first one. It goes all the way back to Pat Patterson and Sergeant Slaughter, May 4th, 1981. And it ends with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes from 2011. There's all kinds of great shit on here, man. I mean, if you love the concept of Falls Count Anywhere, you'll love this one. I sure did. Then we got the top 50 superstars of all time. We got all kinds of legends on the front. Pretty good artwork. You open it up. You got Piper, Mysterio, Orton, Steamboat, Rock, Michaels, Ray, Slaughter, Triple H, Jake the Snake, Kane, Rhodes, Perfect, JYD, Cena, Rude, DiBiase, Edge, Iron Sheik, Jack Briscoe, Stone Cold, Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, Undertaker. There's some good matches on this DVD. The only thing I don't agree with, and I bet most wrestling fans that own this or have seen it agree with me, they have the top 50 superstars of all time. But the order is fucked up. I mean, they have Shawn Michaels number 1. They have Hulk Hogan like 17. They have John Cena ahead of Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. And Harley Race. Just a terrible. Then the last one we're going to do tonight is the 50th greatest finishing moves in WWE history. There's the front. It's got HBK's gas on there. You open it up, it's got Orton giving CM Punk a RKO off the ladder. And this one has The Rock giving Austin a rock bottom. You open it up, it's a 3-disc set. It's pretty cool because each DVD has a finishing move on the front of it. You got Batista doing Kane, Slaughter with the Cobra Clutch on Randy Orton, and Kurt Angle with the ankle lock on Brock Lesnar. And then the big cover right here is Stone Cold stunning the Undertaker. I was pretty good with the finishing top 50 finishers, but the one thing I didn't agree with was they had Lita on there, and Lita's not even a fucking wrestler, and you had her in front of people that's finishers were killer, you know, but I agree with the number 1 finisher being the stunner. It's a pretty good DVD, though. I would definitely buy it. I would buy most of these DVDs if you're a collector. This is all I really got to show you tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow with part 3. And get your money and pay your bills, and I'll see you then. Peace.